Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, North Carolina Living. Today I'm in this majestical forest of Japanese maples. I'm standing in a cultivar called Acer japonicum magetsu. It's got these huge beautiful green leaves, and I just wanted to show you guys what it would look like in a forest setting. So my plan is to make the rural gardens look just like a majestical Japanese maple forest. So today I went and picked up a couple of trees, some beautiful Japanese maples, to bring them here to the rural gardens. So check this out. I don't know how we managed to fit these into the Highlander. So here we are
in the rural gardens once again.
It is a beautiful day here in the mountains of Western North Carolina. I love this climate here. It's so different from Oklahoma, but we are very thankful to have a beautiful day here. It's Earth Day today.
It is April 22nd.
I love the idea of getting out in the gardens and planting trees. You know, when I left Oklahoma, I feel like I was able to leave my mark on that part of the world with creating a beautiful garden for hopefully many generations to come. And so it's kind of a cool way to think about how we impact this world and everything that we do. And today we're trying to make another impact and create another beautiful garden here. We've got some beautiful maples. We've got our vegetable garden coming together. We're really excited about that, aren't we?
We are. It's been a couple of months, probably almost, since we were in it last.
Yeah.
But we won't have to go into details. We had some medical issues. Life happens. And a few days ago, we celebrated our 18th anniversary. So that was really exciting. But today we're just pumped to get in here and get some of these projects pretty much finished. For the most part, my project should be done today, and then it'll be just a matter of watching everything grow. The maple garden is ever changing, and we'll probably be working on that for a while. So, but we definitely got some new trees to put in the ground today. We still have a little stash from a few weeks ago at the Mr. Maple open house that we purchased that we need to get in the ground.
But we're both feeling better today. I think, you know, we like I said, life happens.
Yep.
We've had some physical ailments that's kept us out of the garden, but today I think we're both feeling a little bit back to our better form of ourselves. And I've got kind of a couple of projects I'm working on. You've got a couple, so we're kind of just out here together today, experiencing God's beautiful, beautiful weather He's given us, and all the birds are singing, and it just puts me in a really good mood, getting out here, feeling the wind. I'm gonna get my hands in the dirt. It's been a little while. I'm excited
keep mine clean.
I'm excited to show you guys a couple of things. Number one, we've got all the soil to finish the garden beds. That's huge. We've been kind of putting it off. We need to get that project done so that we can get everything planted and prepare for our garden. So, and then the other exciting thing is, as you may have seen in the beginning, is I have some spectacular sized Japanese maples that I'm adding to the garden. I'm really excited about it because I've planted a lot of young Japanese maples, so a lot of 1 gallons. So your eye is kind of looking down, but adding some of these bigger ones is going to kind of bring your eyes up to see and enjoy the whole garden, and I think it adds a lot of dynamic and levels to it. And so you brought some things at a local plant sale that was cool. We got some.
Yeah, so because it's Earth Day, there's several little places around town that are having plant sales. The Blue Ridge Community College was having one.
Yeah.
I believe the Hendersonville High School was having one. There's one going on downtown right now. But at the college, I just picked up some herbs. I've got some stacker planters that I'm going to try to do a little herb garden. It's my first time ever doing it, so I'm sure I'll have a lot to learn there. And then got some marigolds to accompany the vegetable garden.
Yep.
I've read that they'll help with like deterring certain insects, and obviously bring in some pollinators. And then Brian picked out some kind of ground cover to go somewhere in the yard. Yep. I don't know what his plans are for that yet, but we have a lot to try to get done today.
We do. So yeah, I mean, I guess we should get right to it, right?
Yep.
There's no better time than now to get started on a garden. We hope that maybe just what we share with you guys inspires you to get outside, plant a tree, plant some vegetables, whatever it might be.
Yep.
Because today's Earth Day, and we can all do our part to create a more beautiful world, and so that we can all share its beauty together. So come along, we'll show you guys what we're up to today. So you're going to be probably really impressed with what I'm about to pull out of the back of this Highlander. I'm going to have to be careful, lift with the legs, less in the back. But so check this out. I've got a couple of beautiful trees I wanted to show you guys. That's one. And there's two. So I've got Lily Ann's Jewel, Acer palmatum Lily Ann's Jewel, and a huge Acer japonicum Magetsu. Check these out.
So as you can already see, we have multiple projects going on in the garden. We have to help each other though, so Brian's taken a moment to help me with mine, and then whenever we get finished filling up the beds, then I'll help him with his project. But just wanted to point out that, you know, obviously if you have a way to bring in nice organic soil and compost, then that's probably the best way to go. I am not an expert by any means. This is my first year doing a vegetable garden here in Western North Carolina. And I just didn't have the means to go out and purchase the soil because I didn't have a way to have it delivered here or hauled here. And at the time, we wouldn't have had a place to really dump it that would have been ideal for where the garden is. Where we would have had to have it dumped, it would have meant extremely manual labor. And you know, we're getting there, and our goal is to eventually be able to do that kind of stuff on our own. But for this year, for our first time, I just decided to use this soil from Lowe's. I can't remember if I mentioned it in the video where we were starting this project. I think I did. But we're just using the Stay Green Moisture Max potting mix plus fertilizer. And it is a great mixture. There's not a lot of dirt or trash in it. There's not a lot of mulch in it. It is straight soil fertilizer. There's perlite in it. And then there's also a moisture guard that helps soak up the water, and then it slowly releases it as the soil dries. So we will see. You know, this is my first year. We'll see how the garden does. And if we're able to have a good production, then, You know, I don't see any harm in this. Now, is this the cheapest way to go? Probably not. Each bag is roughly $13.88. For 40 bags to have delivered from Lowe's to my house, it was a little over $600. Now that's going to fill and then give me extra bags for my 2 largest beds. We've already got the 4 small beds completed, and they're ready to go. Just been waiting on the weather. We had a frost, a hard freeze a couple of weeks ago, and I had jumped the gun and planted some peppers and some cucumbers, and they're dead. So first lesson learned of this year is don't get too hasty when it comes to planting your vegetables. Obviously there are cold hardy vegetables. The broccoli that I had planted at the same time survived just fine, and it's doing great. But anyway, so I am excited to get this part of the project done. Here in Western North Carolina, their saying is to wait until after Mother's Day to plant. I don't know if I can wait a couple of more weeks, but I'm definitely going to look at the weather in the next 10 to 15 days to make sure we don't have any freezes scheduled. I'm pretty sure we're out of the woods, but you just never know what Mother Nature's going to throw at us. So anyway, this is where I'm at. And then we're just going to show you, you know, our progression as we go throughout the day. And hopefully, you know, it will inspire you. You know, we have 1/4 of an acre here. So it's not a whole lot of, you know, land to do things, but it is a big enough space to do the projects that we enjoy that bring us happiness. And a vegetable garden has always been something that I wanted to do. We did one for a couple of years in Western North Carolina. I mean, back home in Oklahoma. I'm a local now, so I can't get Western North Carolina out of my brain. But anyway, y'all, sorry, total squirrel moment. I put a birdhouse out last week, and I just seen a bluebird go in it. I'm so excited. Sorry, total squirrel moment. But anyway, you know, I mean, it's just amazing to get outside and be in Mother Nature and enjoy God's beauty. Hope you enjoy what you're seeing. I know we haven't been putting out as much content as we had in the beginning, but life has been a struggle for a little while, and I feel like we're finally able to get back in it and just get these projects knocked out so that we can actually just sit back and enjoy the rest of spring and summer and watch our garden grow.
There is not many things that gets me this excited about just being out in the garden. Today I've got 2 10-gallon Japanese maples that I'm adding to the rural gardens. I'm so excited about these, man. Like, I know Francis has been hearing me talk on and on and on about these. Finally today we went to the nursery and picked them out, brought them home. But we've got a beautiful day. It's a perfect day to be out planting, working on the vegetable garden, working on the maple garden. But standing next to me, and those of you who know me, I'm a huge giant of a man. This thing is massive. This is Acer japonicum Magetsu. Big, huge green leaves on this. Turns some amazing fall colors. This thing goes through oranges and reds and yellows and purples. I mean, it's crazy some of the colors that comes on this tree. I'm really excited to add it to the collection here of maples. I've got a spot in the corner that's kind of the backdrop to a bed area. That's where I plan to plant this, just to create a nice canopy behind. And it's going to be really cool to see it out in the garden just blowing in the wind. I love this thing. It's huge, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to pick a favorite. I know Matt says all the time it's like picking your favorite child, but the japonicums are just unique in itself because of how big the leaves actually get. Brian will do some B-roll here in just a moment to show you, but some of these leaves, I mean, can get bigger than the palm of your hand. Yeah. I've seen some get as big as a small dinner plate. Yeah. So it's just really cool to see, you know, the different dynamics that the japonicum adds to the garden. Yeah. And the one next to me is an Acer palmatum, Lillian's Jewel. the colors on this is like a kaleidoscope. Like it is all kinds of light to almost whitish pinks into like a deeper dark purpley burgundy color. Now I am not a maple expert. I don't know what all the colors changes. We'll leave that up to him, but this is going to add a pop of color to the garden that's already on display.
Yeah, definitely Lily-Ann's Jewel. It's a variegated red Japanese maple, so you get pinks and whites and like hot pinks along with the red burgundies and maroon colors. It really does put on a wide range of colors, and I needed some more like red or darker colors in the garden. I've got a lot of green, and so I've got a spot for this planted next to a few dwarf Makawa types and a couple of conifers, so I think it's really going to stand out amongst those other plants and really contrast and play off each other. So absolutely. I'm really excited. This is one we grew in Oklahoma.
Yep.
And this thing grew so well and could handle the heat. So we're going to plant it out here in full sun here in western North Carolina and really get those colors popping on this thing. I'm really excited about these two plants. So I guess I got some digging to do. I'm gonna have to be careful, easy on the back, but I've got some digging to do, and we're excited to add these to the garden. So
most definitely.
Let's go and let's get it done. All right, man, I've got this thing in the ground with a little bit of team lifting with my wife. We've got this beautiful Lily-Ann's Jewel planted here in the Rural Gardens. I'm so excited about this, man. This is what I dreamed about doing again when I made the move. I left behind a lot of beautiful cultivars in Oklahoma, but now here I am again planting a beautiful garden here in western North Carolina. So I'm excited today. We've got this one in the ground, Lily-Ann's Jewel, and let me show you the next one. Woo-wee, check this thing out. I've got the Acer japonicum Magetsu is in the ground. It's got its own little spot off here in the corner. It's going to create a beautiful canopy of those huge japonicum leaves, providing a really neat texture and color back here. And then in the fall, this thing's going to light up and go crazy. I'm really excited about adding this cultivar to the Rural Gardens. What I'm trying to do with some of these bigger sizes is to add some levels out here in the garden, to draw your eye upward to the sky. Got that blue sky contrasting behind it. It looks amazing. I'm so ready and just excited about creating this garden. I have a long way to go. Right now I've got a lot of things in the ground. There's not a lot of collective, continuity with it, but it's getting there. I've got a lot of ideas in my mind. It's going to take a lot of hard work and preparation to get it all to come together, but today's been really exciting to add another couple of beautiful Japanese maples to the Rural Garden.
It has been a beautiful day.
Beautiful day.
Hanging out in our Rural Gardens here in western North Carolina. Definitely out of shape. But I have nearly thrown a pallet and a half of soil, and the beds are pretty much done, with the exception of planting.
Yeah.
But I do think I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna force myself to wait another week because we might have some temps dropping in the 30s later on this week. So I'm gonna just hang tight. But here in a minute, I'll kind of do a little bit of B-roll and show you what we've done and what I have so far, which is not a whole lot, but it's a start, and I'm so excited to have the beds done. That was the biggest part of my project, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without Brian's help, so I'm extremely thankful for his help. But this has definitely been a project that I've been dying to do, so just excited. Hope you've enjoyed watching us get it done. I know it's taken a little bit, but here we are, we're done.
Yeah, it's been a little while. We've both been trying to battle through some things to get healthy and get back out here in the garden. And I'm excited to be out here. I know you are. We really, have been putting off the garden. So I'm really glad to see that project come into full, completion here. And we're excited to get planting in there. I can't wait till we have some of our own fresh vegetables. That's going to be really, really cool. And just looking across the maple garden here, it looks pretty nice. I mean, in my mind, sometimes I see it in a different light, but
well, and you can never capture what your naked eye catches.
Right.
I was telling him earlier, standing back here from my garden looking out, it's just an array of colors and shapes and sizes, and it's absolutely beautiful. But if I were to actually take my camera and take a picture of it,
be hard to.
You're not going to see what we see here. And two, like you said, sometimes whenever you have the niche for gardening or Japanese maples or whatever, you have a different vision in your mind that maybe someone else does. But it's gonna it's gonna be magnificent back here. And it's just a work in progress. We've got plans to hopefully, we were gonna do a stone patio, but I think we've decided against that due to the unlevelness of our backyard. And potentially going to do some form of pagoda / gazebo.
Yeah, like a Japanese style gazebo or something in that nature.
Nice place that's covered that we can come out and sit, with friends or whatever, and just enjoy the peacefulness that it is out here.
And stay tuned also, because we do plan on, when we get like the perfect night, when everything is nice and cool and quiet and the wind's not too crazy, we plan to fire up our maple chimenea and show you guys what that thing looks like. It's going to look amazing out here in the garden. I'm really excited about that. Man, we just, it's an exciting day.
It is.
It's Earth Day, and the greatest thing about Earth Day is that I know we share this common faith, is that our God, our Creator, created this beautiful place for us to take care of and to tend to. And I think about that a lot. I think we have to do our part to take care of this planet that God gave us to live in, and to love one another, and to try to make everything better, try to be better people.
Just be kind.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
It's not hard. But anyway, we're going to let you guys go. We'll see you on the next one. So
appreciate you hanging out with us here in the Rural Gardens on Earth Day, and hopefully it won't be for so long for the next video. But anyway, until next time.
God bless.